You've been told that manifesting your dream life is hard, that it takes complicated rituals, endless visualizations, perfectly worded affirmations, and a constant grind to raise your vibration. But what if I told you that quantum manifestation is actually stunningly simple? So simple, in fact, that almost nobody does it correctly. You are living inside a quantum field right now, an infinite field of possibility. A field that responds not to your effort but to your alignment. Yet most people approach manifestation like a fight. They try to overpower their current reality with willpower. They repeat affirmations they don't believe. They visualize outcomes they secretly doubt. They force themselves to think positive, while their bodies are still locked in fear, scarcity, and stress. That's where the whole system collapses, because in the quantum world, forcing is friction. Let's strip this down to something beautifully simple. Quantum manifestation is not about getting what you want. It's about collapsing into the version of reality where you already have it. It's not about changing the external world first. It's about embodying the internal signal that pulls that world toward you. The quantum field holds every possibility: success and failure, abundance and lack, love and loneliness, health and struggle. All of it already exists as waves of probability. Here's the kicker. The wave doesn't collapse into your lived reality until it meets a coherent observer. That's you. Your focus, your attention, your emotion. These are the sculptors of reality. But most people are caught in a loop. They observe from fear. They focus on what's missing. They vibrate in the frequency of lack while trying to pull in abundance. In the language of the quantum, that's noise, not signal. You've been taught to chase what you want. The real art of manifestation is to become the version of you that no longer needs to chase. The version of you that remembers, I am already entangled with the life I desire. The field is waiting for my signal. My job is not to push harder, it's to become clearer. Why don't more people do this? Because simplicity is disarming. Because letting go feels unnatural. Because surrendering the chase feels like giving up. But here's the paradox no one talks about. The moment you stop needing it so badly, the field can finally deliver it to you. Quick example. Think about a time when something came to you effortlessly. Maybe you accidentally ran into the perfect person. Maybe you received an opportunity you weren't seeking. Maybe a breakthrough idea landed when you weren't trying. Common thread? You weren't gripping. You weren't forcing. You were open, aligned, available. That's quantum manifestation at work, whether you realized it or not. The quantum doesn't care about your words. It reads your energy. You can say, I am wealthy, 1,000 times. But if your body is broadcasting fear, if your heart is clenched in scarcity, if your nervous system is addicted to struggle, the field mirrors that chaos back. Not because it's cruel, but because it's precise. So, here's the radical shift. Quantum manifestation begins when you stop focusing on getting and start focusing on being. You become the signal. You embody the vibration. You let your state lead, not your effort. That raises a critical question. What exactly does the quantum field respond to? Thoughts? Emotions? Beliefs? Actions? And how do you align these layers so they're not sending mixed messages? This is where most manifestation teachings fall apart. They focus on just one piece, usually thoughts or feelings, without addressing deeper coherence. They tell you to think positive without addressing the trauma stored in your body. They tell you to visualize without clearing subconscious sabotage. They tell you to affirm success while your nervous system is bracing for failure. The quantum listens to the whole signal, the integrated, embodied signal. That's why alignment isn't a mental game. It's a full body, full system, full field shift. What we'll explore next. In the next part of this journey, we'll break down how the quantum field works, why the observer effect matters, what wave collapse really means, how your subconscious broadcasts signal you're not aware of. We'll expose the elegant mechanics behind what looks like magic, and I'll show you why manifestation works best when you stop trying so hard. Open question. Where in your life are you trying so hard that you've become the very block you're trying to break through? Ready to go deeper into the quantum? Let's step in. The quantum field is not responding to your wishes. It's responding to your coherence. At its heart, quantum manifestation is not about thoughts alone, not about emotions alone, not even about actions alone. It's about how these three align into a coherent signal the field can read without distortion. Think of the quantum field like a cosmic translator. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned, the message is clear. The vibration is steady. The field responds, often quickly. When you're thinking one thing, feeling another, and doing something totally disconnected, the message scrambles. The field mirrors back not clarity but chaos. In quantum physics, particles exist in a state of pure possibility, a wave function. When an observer focuses on a particular possibility, that wave collapses into a fixed event. Reality solidifies. Choices crystallize. The unseen becomes seen. Here's the catch. The observer is not just your conscious mind. Your subconscious is also observing. This means that even if you consciously want abundance, if your subconscious is wired for survival, scarcity, or fear, the field picks up that hidden broadcast. Your subconscious becomes the true observer, collapsing a timeline you didn't consciously choose. That's why so many people feel stuck. They align the surface mind and ignore the deep programs. In the quantum game, the subconscious wins. Teachers like Dr. Joe Dispenza and Dr. Bruce Lipton point to the importance of the heart's electromagnetic field, far stronger than the brain's, and how heart-brain coherence creates a unified broadcast. When your heart and mind sync, you send a powerful, coherent signal. When they're out of sync, the signal weakens and fragments. This is why trying to manifest from the mind alone so often fails. Without the emotional component, the felt sense of alignment, the quantum field has no clear signal to mirror. You can't just tell the field what you want. You must become a vibrational match to it. That means tuning your body, breath, nervous system, beliefs, and daily choices into harmony. Not a one-time ritual. A living practice. Let's say you want to manifest love. You write affirmations. You make vision boards. You visualize your ideal partner. But deep down you carry wounds of unworthiness. Your nervous system braces for rejection. Your heart is armored. The field feels that tension. It reads the contradiction. What comes back? More longing. More searching. More almost but not quite connections. It's not punishment. It's precision. The universe mirrors your dominant frequency. Move into coherence. Practice feeling whole now. Practice the emotions of what you desire before it shows up. Embody the state of already having it so the field can collapse that timeline into form. You become the frequency first. The form follows. This may sound like a lot, but here's the simple, profound truth. The more you let go of controlling the outcome, and the more you focus on regulating your internal state, the faster the quantum responds. This is why the title of this video says it's simple, yet almost nobody does it. The human mind loves to complicate. We want 10 steps, 5 hacks, a guaranteed formula. But the quantum isn't a machine. It's a mirror, a dance partner. It's alive, responsive, intelligent, and waiting for you to meet it with a steady, embodied presence. A micro practice. Do it now. Take a deep breath. Notice how your body feels as you listen. Where are you holding tension? What stories are running in the background? Soften. Loosen the grip. Let the need to fix, force, and figure it all out dissolve for just one moment. Feel what it's like to be okay right here, right now, without needing anything to change. This is where your power begins. Before we move on, if something in you is lighting up, hit subscribe. Join this space. Join this conversation. In the comments, drop one word that names the energy you want to embody this week. Trust, ease, joy, whatever lands first. That's your signal. Name it. Claim it. Why does almost nobody actually do this? With all the books, courses, and endless videos on manifestation, why do so many stay stuck, frustrated, and disappointed? Because letting go feels unnatural. The human mind is addicted to control. We're conditioned to believe that effort equals worth, that struggle proves value, that the harder we work, the more likely we are to succeed. So when we encounter a system where the key is alignment, coherence, and surrender, it short-circuits our programming. We keep trying to force outcomes, even though forcing is the frequency that tells the field we don't trust the process. Most people who fail at manifestation are caught in what I call the control trap. They visualize abundance, then check their bank account every hour in anxiety. They script about love, then obsess over texts and dating apps. They declare health, then scan their body for symptoms each morning. Every one of those habits sends a signal of mistrust. Consciously they affirm one thing. Subconsciously they broadcast the opposite. The quantum field doesn't speak English, Spanish, or any human language. It speaks energy. And energy doesn't lie. You can say all the right words. But if your nervous system is bracing for loss, if your mind loops in doubt, if your body is flooded with cortisol, the field listens to that frequency. This is why people get exhausted. They do all the things, but from hypervigilance, scarcity, and lack. So they loop. They manifest more waiting, more lack, more efforting, because energetically they're in the timeline of trying to get, not already having. Your subconscious runs most of your life, habit patterns, emotional reactions, identity. You may consciously want to break through, but if the deep program says, "I'm not enough," Nothing works for me. I have to fight for everything. That story collapses the wave into the same old outcome. This is why affirmations without embodiment feel hollow. Why visualizations without nervous system regulation collapse. Why action without aligned identity leads to burnout. Quantum manifestation isn't an add-on. It's a recalibration, remembering, a return. You become the version of you who lives in the desired timeline before you see external evidence of it. Feel abundant now, not later. Treat yourself with generosity, presence, and care. Stop micromanaging the how. Broadcast trust. Practice loving yourself now. Open your heart in small, safe ways. Become the partner you want to attract. Live as though you are already worthy, because you are. Stop scanning for what's wrong. Nurture what's right. Shift from survival to resilience. Offer gratitude for the body you have while guiding it toward greater vitality. And here's that paradox again. When you stop needing it so badly, it arrives faster. Not because the universe is playing games, but because you are no longer the resistance. Where are you still gripping the steering wheel with white knuckles? Where are you measuring, tracking, forcing, and chasing? What might happen if you loosen your grip by just 10%? This isn't passivity. It's shifting from control to co-creation. Subtle, powerful, revolutionary. This is where quantum manifestation really begins to work. In the next block, we'll look at simple, rarely practiced techniques to realign your system, regulate your state, and become a clear signal to the field. We'll explore dissolving resistance without bypassing emotion, building trust with the subconscious, and stepping into your chosen timeline as though it's already yours. Where are you gripping so tightly that you've become the block you're trying to remove? This isn't just a pretty idea. It's a core principle of how the field interacts with you. The field doesn't respond to your words, vision boards, or Pinterest perfect affirmations. It responds to the signal of your being, the vibrational signature you carry into every room, every thought, every interaction. That signal is built moment by moment. Not in what you're doing, but in how you're being. Imagine you're a radio. If you want to hear jazz, you don't demand jazz while staying tuned to heavy metal. You change the dial. Quantum manifestation works the same way. You can't receive the timeline you desire while vibrating at the frequency of the one you're trying to leave. So how do you change the dial? Start by becoming conscious of your current frequency. How do you feel most of the day? How does your body move when stressed? How do you breathe under pressure? Or what stories loop in the background? Most of us aren't manifesting deliberately. We're manifesting on autopilot, recycling the same states, reactions, and energetic broadcasts. The field faithfully mirrors them back. Interrupt gently, not with force. One conscious breath in a moment of anxiety. A hand on your heart when you spiral into self-doubt. Ask, what would the version of me who already has this do right now? Then take one small action from that place. The quantum doesn't need you perfect. It needs you coherent. Coherence happens when thoughts, emotions, and actions move in the same direction. When you stop saying one thing, feeling another, and doing something else entirely. When your system hums in a unified signal. Even brief coherence creates a kind of gravitational pull. Reality begins to bend. Practice generosity. With money, yes, but also with attention, time, and presence. Train your nervous system to feel I have enough even before the numbers change. Practice vulnerability. Open in small ways. Be the safe space you want to find. Practice presence. Listen. Feed, move, and rest your body from respect, not punishment. This is the simple path. Few walk it because it asks you to go first, to become the frequency before the evidence. Many people assume manifestation means feeling good all the time. It doesn't. It means feeling real and learning to bring yourself back into alignment when you wobble. Welcome your emotions. Don't bypass them. Hold space for fear without handing it the steering wheel. Develop emotional fluency so waves move through you, not as you. You will wobble. You will doubt. Old timelines will tug. That's okay. Power isn't in never falling. Power is in how you return. Try it now. Take a breath. Notice where you are. Ask, what timeline am I tuned to in this moment? Fear or trust? Lack or abundance? Waiting or arrival? No judgment. Just noticing. The moment you notice, you open a choice point. Choice is the gateway to coherence. If you're feeling seen or shifted, hit subscribe. Drop a word in the comments to name your intention. Allow, expand, flow, or your own. That word becomes a signal to the field. Manifestation isn't a performance. It's a practice. You don't master it once. You live it, moment by moment, choice by choice. Many get stuck trying to do more, hack the system, or perfect a formula. But the most powerful manifestors aren't the ones with the most techniques. They're the ones who can hold a coherent state and return to it when life shakes them. You will be tested. Fear will visit. Old patterns will whisper. The past timeline will try to pull you back. In those moments, you'll be tempted to control, push, force, micromanage. Real mastery asks, can you stay in the frequency of trust when evidence hasn't arrived? Can you hold "it's already done" while the screen still looks unchanged? Can you anchor so deeply in the new timeline that the old one no longer seduces you? That's embodiment. And it becomes non-negotiable. Daily alignment routine: use or adapt. Morning before phone. Breathe. Ask, what frequency am I tuning to today? Scarcity or abundance? Fear or trust? Control or flow? During the day, use the body as compass. Tension equals misalignment. Notice. Breathe. Recalibrate. Ask, what would the version of me in my desired timeline choose right now? Take one small aligned action. Evening scan. Replay the day with curiosity, not judgment. Where did you wobble? Where did you align? Where did you glimpse your own power? Offer gratitude. Gratitude amplifies coherence. Community matters. We co-regulate. Surround yourself with people practicing coherence, playing in the quantum, committed to embodiment. Your system entrains to the company you keep. Curate your environment, physically and energetically. Fill your field with reminders of your chosen timeline. Let your outer world support your inner practice. And remember, there's no finish line. The point isn't to arrive and stop. The point is to live at the unfolding edge of your own evolution. You don't just manifest things. You become a creator, a co-creator, a conscious participant in shaping reality. Because here's the most beautiful part. The quantum field is not separate from you. It's not something you manipulate from a distance. You are entangled with it. You are the field. You are the wave. You are both observer and observed. When you tune your frequency, you're not begging life to meet you. You're becoming the version of life you've been seeking. In the comments, drop one word for the energy you're choosing to carry forward. Alignment, ease, power, or something uniquely yours. Let that word be a small but profound declaration, a quantum seed you plant in yourself. If this video stirred something inside you, if you felt a shift, a remembering, a spark, I warmly invite you to subscribe. This isn't just a channel. It's a living space, a gathering point for minds and hearts ready to step into creative power. When you subscribe, you're not just joining a list. You're joining a movement. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for your presence, your attention, your energy. You are not just a viewer. You are a participant in this unfolding. Keep tuning. Keep aligning. Keep playing in the field.